Hey everybody watching from the United States. Welcome back to the YouTube channel Weather Aware. In today's update, I will be discussing with you that what's really going on in United States for the weather conditions for the next 7 days and today's update for the rains, temperatures and winds that what's really going on. So for today, like the whole country is under a extreme heat wave, no significant rainfall is expected rather than some of the areas towards the southwest and the Florida Panhandle and the southeast. As I've already informed you that the stationary front is causing this rainfall and still some of the rainfall is expected much of the parts in the country, but I can say that also towards the deep west and the Pacific coast is also under extreme heat conditions. So the dynamic shift has occurred in the weather conditions because the more heat wave is occurring, the more rainfall chances are also increasing. But wait, before I start this crucial video, it's a crucial request to please smash the subscribe button and press the notification bell so you never miss an important weather information for United States. Also watch the complete video till the end is necessary because I've tried to cover up every region of United States for the weather conditions. Skipping might mean you are missing on something very important today. Thanks a lot for your support and let's get started. As always, I will first talk about the Southeast and the I-95 corridor. Southeast is under an extreme heat wave, and the extreme heat wave that is occurring towards the southwest is also sending these extreme heat condition towards the Florida Panhandle. But as we know that due to the stationary front, these rainfalls are still occurring in many of the areas. So it's around 5 to 6 a.m. in United States, and until the evening and afternoon and evening hours, there is still a chance of the heavy rainfall towards the Florida Panhandle and towards the deep south and the southeast, where the Mississippi Valley, Oklahoma, Alabama, and Georgia, and towards the Washington D.C. is still under extreme rainfall due to the recent stationary front and lower jet stream causing these rainfall towards the southeast, and also the moisture that is coming from the Gulf Coast and like from the Atlantic Ocean, where like I've just already told you that there was a tropical system that was just sending much of the moisture towards the Gulf Coast, is causing these thunderstorms and the severe rainfall. This rainfall will be continued in the same areas again and again because weather pattern isn't changing and the same conditions are still there and severe rainfall chances are there for many of the areas. Alright, if I talk about the Southwest, so Southwest has now gripped under the severe rainfall threat, but also the extreme heat dome is affecting these areas, including the Pacific coast, like the California, Washington D.C., Oregon, and other states, and like the Arizona, New Mexico, Texas are under a very extreme heat dome, and this is severely affecting many of the areas towards the Pacific coast and the Southwest. So but also the severe rainfall is expected towards the southwest, like the areas towards the New Mexico, northern Florida, like the Florida is towards the southeast. But if I talk about the northern Gulf Coast, like the Texas and other areas that includes under the desert southwest, is under the extreme rainfall warning today, and because you already know that the northern monsoonal activity has now been activated in many of the areas towards the southwest, so severe rainfall is expected towards these areas. Alright, now let's talk about the northeast and the mid-Atlantic. Northeast and the mid-Atlantic under a very cooler temperatures, but I can say that the daytime temperatures are still gripping very hard because you know that these areas are under a extreme heat dome, like much of the United States is under a extreme heat dome, and no significant rainfall is expected towards the northeast and the mid-Atlantic rather than some passing showers and the few pop-ups of the thunderstorms, because the cooler marine layer from the Pacific coast is somewhat also affecting these areas, and the lower jet stream and other factors are including these rainfalls. But towards the northeast and the mid-Atlantic, no significant rainfall is expected, some passing showers and few thunderstorms, because cooler temperatures from Canada is directly affecting these areas towards the northeast and the mid-Atlantic, like the Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, and towards the deep northeast, like the New England Maine and Pennsylvania is under extreme heat conditions, but the nighttime temperatures are very calm, so no more significant rainfall is expected. If I talk about the Midwest, Central Plains, Northern Plains, and the Upper Midwest, so all of these regions just experienced a severe rainfall. For today's conditions, there is also a severe rainfall warning towards these areas, but today's rainfall will be much weaker than the previous days because today's weather conditions are much calmed down, and the upper level trough that was affecting these upper Midwest areas has now been much in control, and some of the rainfall is expected but not as severe as yesterday. And these rainfall is also likely to shift it towards the southwest, where the areas includes. I've already informed you that the northern monsoon activity has now been activated, and these will be affecting the areas even towards the central plains and towards the southwest, the desert southwest, would under be severe rainfall threat. So if I talk about the northern plains and towards like the Colorado, Wyoming, and more towards the upper Midwest like the Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and other areas are under a severe rainfall threat. But today's rainfall will be much weaker than the previous days because today's weather conditions are now in very much calm. If I talk about the West Coast and the Deep West, like the Pacific Coast, so it has also gripped under an extreme heat dome. It's so surprising because there was a cooler marine layer was just preventing higher temperatures to get gripped in these areas. But unfortunately, areas towards the Washington D.C. and California coast, Oregon, and other areas are also under the very extreme heat warning. California is under a very extreme heat warning, and people are just advised to just take a necessary precautions and just do the priority of hydration is so much necessary. If I talk about the whole country, so whole country is under a very extreme heat dome. No significant rainfall is expected towards the west coast, towards the northeast, but some of the rainfall due to the stationary front is affecting towards the southeast and some of the areas towards the I-95 corridor, and also the rainfall is expected towards the southwest, and some of the rainfall is expected towards the upper Midwest and the northern plains. Alaska is under a cooler, but also some of the heavier conditions like some of the winds like the jet stream is so much heavier there, but no more significant rainfall is expected, and Hawaii is under a fluctuations between the temperatures. So that wraps up your today's weather forecast. If you just liked our update, just hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell so you never get missed about your area. Thanks for supporting us, keep supporting, and take care of yourself. Goodbye for now.